Alright guys, so I told y'all I'd make you a video for the worksheet for the day. So before you start, you need to make sure you have this page pulled up. It's the PowerPoint right here for Unit 7. If you don't know how to open it, click on it. Hit the little arrow. It opens the whole thing. Slide 3 right here. This is the part that you're going to need. This right in here is what has the information for you. So let's go ahead and look at these. So the first one says trapezoid ABC has the vertices A, whatever, all those points, okay? Graph the trapezoid ABC and its image after a translation 5 units left, 3 units up. Now, what we've got to determine is on our coordinate plane, okay, which axis goes which direction. Now you should know X is the one that goes side to side, X is left and right, Y is up and down. So you're going to take each of these points here and you're going to add 3 to the Y and you're going to subtract 5 from the X because your X is what goes side to side, your Y goes up and down. Now remember, this is an X and then a Y. Each of those are. So your algebraic expression is going to be X, Y. And then I said we're going to take our X and we're going left, that's left. This is negative on your X. So you're going to subtract 5. And then on your Y, you went up, that's positive. So you add 3. That would be your algebraic expression for these points right here. And then you just do that to each of these points. So you take A is 1, 0. So it's going to be 1 minus 5. 0 plus 3. So your new points for A prime would be negative 4, 3. That would be A prime. Okay, and then you can go through and do the rest of those points. But this is what an algebraic expression is. This is what I mean when it says to write the algebraic expression. Okay, where it says don't use a graph, that's just because I want you to write the expression. I want you to figure it out based on what they give you here. Okay, I don't want you using the graph and then figuring out what the expression would be. Okay, I want you to know this. This is a very important thing for you to know. Next, number 2, a pentagon has the vertices something, something, something. Find the vertices of A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime, E prime after a reflection across the y-axis. Okay, so you need to look on that little chart from your e-binder. And you see that reflections across the y-axis, it gives you x and y across the y-axis. Okay, if you look here, a reflection across the y-axis changed to its xy to negative x, y. Negative x, y. And remember, this just changes your x to the opposite and your y stays the same. Doesn't have to be a negative x. Like we see on A here, A prime, negative 5, 6, we're going to go to the opposite of our x, which is going to be 5, and then your 6 stays the same. Reason being, if you think about it, on this coordinate grid, this is your y-axis, negative 5, 6 would be somewhere over here. If we reflect it across the y-axis, that would put it over here. This is positive, positive. So our answer has to be positive. That's why that's an opposite and not something that is just going to change it always to a negative. Okay, so you need to make sure you do the rest of those coordinates. 3 is a rotation. It's a rotation 90 degrees counterclockwise. Okay, the rotations are the ones we spent a lot of time on because you can either memorize the little rules on the thing, or you can just memorize what has to happen and kind of think it through logically. So if we rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise around the origin, okay, this one right here, they try to trick you. Okay, if you have something right there and you rotate it, it's going to stay right there. Okay, it's like your kind of fulcrum. It's your spinning point. That's where you're spinning from. So that's going to be x and x prime technically. It's going to be both. So x is not going to, your points for x are not going to change. But then when you go to look at y and z, they will change. Okay, if we're 90 degrees counterclockwise, all right, the rule, if you look on there, for 90 degrees counterclockwise is x, y, 2, negative y, x. So then that's how you do to all your points. Y prime from 2, 0, it would be 0, 2. Okay, because 2, 0 is here, 90 degrees counterclockwise puts it right there, 0, 2. That's where y prime would be. Okay, and now the last one down here is 180 degree rotation. If you look on your little chart, again, it's negative x, negative y, and I'll let you come up with those points there. Now, let's take just a second and look at page 2. Okay, page 2 is dilations. Okay, remember, on a dilation, all you do is multiply. Okay, so when we're writing multiplication, we'll write like 7x or something like that. And we know that's telling us it's 7 times x. That's a different way to write that. Okay, you write these the same way. All right, so it tells you your scale factor right here. Scale factor is 3. So if your scale factor is 3, then you're going to take each of these points and just multiply those coordinates by 3. So let's take r, for instance. The original r is at 1, 1. Well, if we multiply it by a scale factor of 3, okay, we're going to multiply everything by a scale factor of 3. So it's going to be 3 times x and 3 times y. So your new points would be 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 1 is 3. This would be r prime. So when you go to plot those points, it would be right there for r prime. That's how you do those dilations, and it's the same thing except the opposite down here. So your rule would be x, y, 2, just your scale factor, 1/3 x, 1/3 y. Okay, and you do the same thing. If you take c, c is at 3, 3. So c prime is going to be 1/3 of 3. 3 times 1/3. So, I'm sorry, 1/3 of 3 is 1. And 1/3 of 3 is 1. That would be c prime. Okay, and when you plot that, it's going to go right here, c prime. Okay, and they're all going to get real, it's going to be a little small shape in here. And this one up here is going to be a big old shape here. So it's going to be, this one's going to be 3 times as big. This one's going to be 1/3 as big. Okay, so I hope this video helped and cleared that stuff up for y'all. Remember to make sure that you use your handy dandy chart right here. Okay, this chart has answers to a lot of your questions. So just make sure that you have that chart, make sure you use it. And if I can help you anymore, don't hesitate to reach out to me. That's what I'm here for, is to help you guys out. I hope you're staying warm and finding a way to have fun in the snow when it's possible. But I hope you're staying safe and warm, more importantly. And I'll see you guys on Monday. Y'all have a great rest of your week.